Hey, Shalom, Makim, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that's still teaching this truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson, will be edifying. And I wanted to do a follow-up lesson in regarding to, in regarding to the crazy, bugged out madness that Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC is on, in regarding to the breakdown of Revelation chapter 20, linking that with Ezekiel 38, alluding to Ezekiel 38 being to the time of the kingdom, and the Edomites being pushed into the Caucasus Mountains again, and then they're gonna, after many days and after a period of time, they're gonna be formulating this. They're gonna be formulating this plan. Mind you, we're in spiritual bodies. Okay, Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh Shai is ruling. Okay, all powerful, all knowing. Okay, he's ruling, but for a period of time, the Edomites are just going to be formulating this plan to eventually rise up, and try to fight against us. And miraculously, they're going to make weapons again, even though the scriptures tell you that the weapons are going to be destroyed in Ezekiel 39. But, Ezekiel 39, in Ezekiel 38, according to Bishop Nathaniel and the IUIC, this is already in the time when we're in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, with Ezekiel 39, when it talks about the weapons being destroyed, that's after the destruction. But when you don't line up Ezekiel 38 to the prophecy of today's time, then that's when you get bugged out madness like that. But one thing I want to harp on was a point that he made that doesn't make any sense when it doesn't align up to the scriptures. So I'm gonna let you hear it. I'm gonna let you hear something, and then I'm gonna pull something out. This lesson ain't gonna be long at all, but just take a listen to this.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
The white man that we lock up in the Caucasus Mountains again, we're going to let them loose.
So they're going to be locked up in the Caucasus Mountains again, in Georgia, Russia, in that whole region. They're going to be locked up. They're going to be locked up in the Caucasus Mountains again. Again. After the destruction and, after Esau falls and everything like that, we're going to push them back to the Caucasus Mountains, back in Georgia, Russia, is what he's saying. Okay, let's listen to some more.
Loose after 1,000 years. Go ahead.
And after 1,000 years, because he's lining up Revelation 20 verses 4 and 5 when it says and they sat upon thrones and they reigned with Yahweh Shai for 1,000 years. He's reading the whole Revelation chapter 20 straight through, and that's not how you're supposed to read Revelation chapter 20. That's why the scripture says that precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Okay, because when you read Revelation 20, it's going into two different time periods. But anyways, let's listen. Let's just go with his logic. All right? Let's just go with his logic that Esau just miraculously just pops up again, and he's so strong that he just starts deceiving. Like he gathers himself a military and starts deceiving. The key word is deceive here. Just keep that in mind, right? Let's listen.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Now let me tell you something about verse 8. In verse 8, there's time in there. In order for Gog and Magog to gather together the nations against God's people, that takes time. It does not take a day. It does not take a year. Because not only...
Where the hell does this say that? Verse 8 is talking about just taking time for these nations. It doesn't say how long that they're going to be gathering together themselves. They're just going to be formulating this plan for mind you, in the kingdom of heaven, okay? In the kingdom of heaven, One day to the Lord. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. What's that? 1 Peter. Let's get that real quick. Is that 1 Peter, the second chapter? Or it might be 2 Peter, the 2 Peter, the second chapter. Or is it chapter 3? Here it is. Yep, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. All right, it says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So time in the kingdom, all right, the time in the kingdom of heaven is very, very, very vastly different from time in the kingdom of heaven, time in the kingdom of heaven, is vastly different than how we understand time today. Like, we don't, the span of 24, 60 seconds is a minute, 60 minutes is an hour, 24 hours is a day, 365 days is a year. All this other kind of madness is different. In the kingdom of heaven, time operates a lot slower. One day with us is 1,000. One day with the Lord is 1,000 years. Here. So my question is this. This is just another question I had. When is Esau going to be destroyed and permanently removed out the earth? Alluding to Obadiah 1:18 and Isaiah 14:21. When is that going to happen? Anyways, let's get back to it. Now, mind you, he's saying that the nations are going to be that they're going to rise up and deceive. Just keep that word deceive in your head for a reason.
Come up against us. Weapons.
You're right.
It does not take a year. Because not only do you got to gather nations, you also need what to come up against us? Weapons. Because remember,
and what do you use weapons for? You use weapons to fight. Okay? You use weapons to fight, and you use weapons for war. Now, and he quoted it, which, I mean, hey, I don't understand. Hey, strong delusions. Very, very, very strong delusions. Okay? Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, it says, and he shall judge among the nations. Okay, this is Yahushai. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. What does this word rebuke mean? That word rebuke is yakach. Yakach. Okay? It says decide, a judge, prove. Okay, that's when we're going to be in our spiritual bodies. Mind you, we're going to be deceived. We're going to let a nation deceive in the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven, where all truth, all truth, peace, and righteousness abides. It's still going to be it's going to be deception going on in the kingdom of heaven. Like really allow that to register in your mind. Like, it's going to be deception going on in the kingdom of heaven. Deception is going to be taking place. So it's going to be a rebuking. Because remember whenever Yahushai, he sits upon the throne of David. Now, when King David was on the scene, the nations wasn't rising up and formulating coups and things of that nature. No, they was all subject unto King David. Okay? And the scriptures talk about how we're going to rule over our enemies. We're going to be in spiritual bodies, but there's going to be some deceiving going on. But when you read in Zechariah the 14th chapter, it says that the nation that doesn't come up to Jerusalem, because obviously, if they're looking to deceive, they're not going to be coming up to Jerusalem. They're not going to be, they're not going to be following after the high holy days eventually. But the scriptures talk about in Zechariah the 14th chapter that if they don't do that, then we'll stop rain from being poured down on their land. We'll pretty much cause a famine. Here it is. We're going to be unlocked, and we're going to be unlocked. The elect are going to be unlocked to their true potential. To their true potential. Know everything. All powerful. But we're not going to have any knowledge of the recollection of this. Or we're going to let them loose. We're going to let Esau loose for a period of time so that they can deceive. Do you hear how bugged out that sounds? Well, let's just listen to some more.
We rule. If y'all remember, in Isaiah 2, what did we do? Nation learned what? War no more. We made them beat their swords into plowshares.
He's quoting Isaiah the 2nd chapter when I had pulled up.
So for 1,000 years, there's no war on the earth. Now we loose this white man. Gog and Magog go out to gather together the nations. Time is in there.
So he doesn't even explain, which is all bugged out anyway, but he doesn't even explain why they was loosed. So here it is. It says that in Isaiah 14 that they're not going to rise up nor possess the land or fill the face of the world with cities. In Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children. But we're going to loose them. But he doesn't explain why we're going to loose them. They're just going to be loosed. Eventually, we're just going to loose them. We're going to be sitting on thrones in Jerusalem, and we're going to go out there and just loose them. So if they're going to be loosed and the nations are going to be subject and beaten to subjection, they just going to be that powerful and strong to deceive the rest of the different nations into formulating the coup to fight against the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven? Come on, man. Yeah, now, as we say down here in Texas, man, you put 100 on 10, but just listen.
And it does not say how long it takes. Read verse 8 again.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Read.
And they went up on the breadth of the earth.
And what they do?
And compassed the camp of the saints about.
So remember, Isaiah 2 again. The mountain of the Lord shall be exalted above all mountains and all hills. You got to look up at it. So they're going to say, you know what? We can defeat them.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, bro. I got to take a screenshot of that. That's going to be the thumbnail. But, we can defeat them. Well, hold up. So, just keep all this in mind. The word deceive this, deceive that, deceive, right? Now, let's take a look at something real quick. Okay? Let's take a look at something real fast. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Do this real quick. Hold on. All right. Let me do it like... Okay, there we go. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. And... I'm gonna jump around. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, going to Genesis 25. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the end of this world and the end of this system, this kingdom, is going to be in the fall of Esau, Edom, and then the rising up of the nation of Israel underneath Yahushai, King David, all right, and the 144,000, or the 12 and 144,000, all right, that's going to be the beginning of the kingdom of Yasharallah, okay, the kingdom of Israel, all right, that's what that's going to be, okay, so now let's take all that into consideration, okay, let's jump, like I said, we're going to jump around a little bit. Let me find a point. Let's see here. Okay, let's start at verse 18. All right, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell on the earth. All right, and this is happening right now. This lines right up with 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Okay, this is happening right now as we speak. Okay, Esau is being visited, his lies are being exposed and revealed, right? And will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So here it is in the kingdom of heaven. The affliction is going to be fulfilled, and it's happening right now. Eventually, Yahushua is going to return to deliver us, but it's going to be an affliction that's going to happen again, to the point whereas these different heathen nations are going to gather themselves up and try to make war with us in the kingdom. Mind you, all nations and kingdoms are going to have to come. All nations of peoples, if you will, are going to have to come to Israel, to Jerusalem, to learn the law. As it says in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. They're going to learn righteousness. And they're not going to know war no more. Okay? Keep this all in mind. And when the world that shall begin to be vanished away shall be finished, which is talking about this time, this age, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up, which is happening right now. Okay? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the full storehouses suddenly be found empty. All right, it's going into the time period whenever there's going to be famine. Okay? There's going to be a famine that's going to take place. These stores, and as you know it, is going to be all pretty much emptied of food. All hell going to be breaking loose, right? It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Okay, you can read this in Isaiah the 19th chapter. All right, there's in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter as well. There shall be sedition among men and invading one another. And the earth shall stand in fear with those things that dwell therein. Okay, because it's going to be all hell pretty much breaking loose at this time. Okay, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these, which are going to be the elect, that I have told thee shall escape, which is the elect. The elect are going to escape at the end of the day, right? And see my salvation and the end of your world. Okay, the end of Esau's world. Okay, that's what that's going into. The elect are going to be able to see the downfall of this kingdom. Okay, mind you, verse 25, okay, is the destruction, Yahweh shall returning. Keep this all in mind, right? Verse 26, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. Okay, and this lines up with what Yahweh Shai said whenever Yahweh Shai said in what is that, Matthew the 16th chapter, the last couple verses. He said that let's see. Hey, glad my arm is long. Whenever Yahweh Shai said there be some of you standing here which shall not taste of death until there be some of you standing here which shall not taste of death until they see me coming. Matter of fact, let me just get it real quick, because I don't want to misquote it. Matthew the 16th chapter, the last couple verses. All right, so this is Matthew 16 and 27. It says, for the Son of Man, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, of course, here the words are written in red. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. All right. And then he shall reward every man according to his works. Okay, going into the judgment. Okay. Every man's going to be rewarded according to their works. All right. Verse 28. I'm just parking my car real quick. Hold on 1 second. Baba Kashad, just bear with me. Just for 1 second. Okay. All right. Yeah, here we go. The water y'all by Shemel Shai. Cool. Verse 28. It says, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here. Now this is said over 2,000 years ago. There be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Okay. This is going to particular individuals who were born in this lifetime. Okay. Who were born, came back down. Because here it is. Reincarnation is in the Bible. Okay. Reincarnation is in the Bible. You come back again. Right. But in the kingdom, the 2/3 ain't the 2/3 after 1,000 years. That's when they're going to come back. So it's going to take 1,000 years for them to come back. To begin coming back. Anyways, he said, which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, which just lines right up with 2nd Ezra 6. Okay. Whosoever, verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, right? And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. You see, and that's going into the time of the laws, statutes, and commandments being written in our inward parts. Okay? We're going to be fully set up, all right, to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and never sin again. This is in the kingdom. Mind you, this is in the kingdom. Okay? Now we're to the point where as the elect are delivered, right? And they're changed. In the twinkling of an eye, the elect have been changed. Okay? John, the Apostle John, seen a revelation of New Jerusalem coming out of heaven as a bride adorned for her husband. You see, which are the elect coming out of the chariots. Right? Verse 27, here's the points. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Deceit shall be quenched. Now, let's do this real quick. Let's type in deceit. Whoops. Let's type in deceit. Deceit, the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth. Let's read that again. The action or practice of deceiving, they highlight the word for you there, someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth, right? So it's the action of deceiving someone. So deceit, deception, and deceive are all the same word, because even when you look at the similar words, deception, deceitfulness, a double dealing, trickery, underhandedness, cunning, dissembling. You see? But deceive and deceit are the same thing. So how in the hell, according to Bishop Nathaniel, let's hear it one more time out of his own mouth.
Read verse 8 again.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Read.
And they went up on the breadth of the earth.
And what they do?
And compassed the camp of the saints about.
So remember, Isaiah 2 again. The mountain of the Lord shall be exalted above all mountains and all hills. You got to look up at it. So they're going to say, you know what? We can defeat them. They got to get all the nations in agreement with that thing first. So read it again.
So they're going to deceive all nations into agreement that they can take us down in the kingdom of heaven. Mind you, the different nations are going to already be subject. They're going to be beaten into submission. We're going to have spiritual power. The heathen aren't even going to want to. They're not even going to think about trying to come up and fight against us. But miraculously, they going to come up and deceive the nations, mind you. For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. So if deceit is going to be quenched at this point, and this is, mind you, this is whenever Yahweh Shah completely just destroys all kingdoms and nations and powers at this time, deceit's going to be quenched. So if deceit's going to be quenched, who's going to be doing deceiving if deceit's going to be quenched at that time? Let you know that lies are going to be swallowed up. Death going to be swallowed up. Once again. This is what happens the scripture says that pride is the beginning of sin, and when one departs away from his maker. And this is a clear example of an individual who is extremely proud, okay, and adding to the scriptures. And now it's the gospel according to Bishop Nathaniel. Just completely mangling the scriptures. The heathen are going to attack. They're going to make a surprise sneak attack in the kingdom of heaven. There's going to be a bunch of it's going to be a bunch of nations that's going to miraculously build weapons again. So weapons are going to be destroyed. There ain't going to be no more war in the land. And then after 1,000 years, and then they're going to have weapons again, and then they're going to try to make war again. It's pretty much what he's saying. And we're going to be in Jerusalem. We're going to be in Jerusalem. Oh, yeah. And by the way, according to Bishop Nathaniel, we're going to be in Jerusalem, and we're not going to have any walls. The land of unwalled villages, because he's linking Ezekiel 38 to the kingdom. So the land of unwalled villages, we're not going to have no walls. But in Revelation, it tells you that in each wall, in each gate, is going to be for the 12 disciples. Not for the 12 disciples, but you know what I'm talking about. Complete madness. Complete madness. As a matter of fact, let's actually get this real quick, because how are the nations going to come together and fight against us whenever they see us in our power? Okay? Let's see. Yeah, Micah 7:15, it says, according to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, will I show unto him marvelous things. And that's going into the salvation. You see, because remember, the scriptures liken our salvation unto the deliverance out of Egypt. It was a miraculous deliverance, right? The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. Okay? They're going to see and be confounded at all of our might, and confounded here is bawash. Okay? Bawash. Feel shame. They're going to be ashamed at all the power that we're going to have, that the Lord is going to give us. They shall lay their hand upon their... As a matter of fact, let's read this in the NLT. All the nations of the world will stand amazed at what the Lord Yahweh will do for you. They will be embarrassed at their feeble power. So with them being embarrassed at their feeble power, miraculously Esau and Gog and Magog and all them, they just going to just be so strong, mentally strong, and so deceptive that they're going to, even with them thinking that they're going to be weak and knowing that they're going to be weak and not have no power to stand up to us, they're going to just talk it into them. Nah, we going to be able to do it, you know? We ain't going to hear about it. Nothing like, we ain't going to hear about it. We ain't going to know about it. Nothing like that. But we're going to know. We're going to know whenever the nations transgress, though. We're going to know whenever they eat a rat, or they try to attempt to eat a rat, or whatever the case may be. We're going to know. But we ain't going to know that they formulating this plan. Guess they pulled a fast one on us. I guess they're going to pull a fast one on us in the kingdom. They will cover their mouths in silent awe, deaf to everything around them. So that's when they see that's when they see the elect, Yahweh Shai and the elect. They're gonna be like, oh my God, you know, like snakes crawling from their holes. They will come out to meet the Lord our power. They will fear him greatly, trembling in terror at his presence. Trembling. So the nations are going to tremble in terror at the presence of the Lord. But they're going to deceive. They're going to be deceived to rise up to try to fight against them in the kingdom. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Come on, man. No. There's another scripture, man. I want to say it might be in Psalm 18. I'm trying to remember. I haven't read it in a while. Excuse me. I haven't read it in a while. I want to say it might be Psalm 18, though. I'm trying to remember a key word. What's the key word, man? It's like let me just see something real fast. Hold on. Is it Psalm 18? Yeah, here it go. Hey, Barakatah Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. Now check this out. Now this is the Psalm of David, and remind you that Yahweh Shah is going to sit on the throne of David, right? This is Psalm 18 and 38. Let's start at verse 38. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. Remember, Yahweh Shah is going to sit upon the throne of David. This is a prelude to what's going to happen whenever Yahweh Shah sits on the throne of David. The nations are going to be wounded that they're not going to be able to rise. They are fallen under my feet, for thou hast girded me with strength into the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. So the heathen are going to be completely subdued. Okay? What does subdue mean? Sub meaning under. I know sub meaning under. And then do. Probably, matter of fact, let's just take a look. Let's see what the etymology of the word subdue is. And this is my last scripture. Subdue means to conquer and reduce to subjection. Okay? To be conquered and to reduce to subjection. It says, but this meant deceive, seduce, from Latin subducere, draw away, lead away, carry off. They're going to be carried off into captivity. Okay? They're going to be subdued, to delete. They're going to be delete. Sub meaning below or under. And then do means to lead under. So literally be subdued means to be led under. Right? To bend. You see that? To bend. That word subdue literally means to bend. They're going to bow the knee. Bow down. So the nations are going to be bowed down to us. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies. When you got the neck of your enemy, you know, you put your foot on the neck of your enemy, man. That's complete subjection. Salaki, I had a phone call came through. Hold on. Thou hast given me the necks of mine enemies that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them. So the Edomites are going to cry out in the kingdom, and they're going to formulate this coup. But it says they cried out and no one was able to save them, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Right? It says, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people. So in the kingdom, I guess they're going to be striving in the kingdom though. Right? And thou hast made me the head of the heathen. Right? Mind you, this is going to happen in the kingdom too. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. They ain't going to obey Esau and Gog and Magog. No, they're going to obey Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and the elect. They're going to obey the nation of Israel. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. So if they're going to be submitted unto the Lord, all of a sudden they're going to rise up and try to fight against us after they seen the power that the Lord is going to give unto his men, right? The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their closed places, man. No. You see? As soon as they hear that we coming up on the scene, the nations are going to submit, man. Ain't going to be no uprisings in the kingdom. That ain't happening. So what the hell is this guy talking about, man? Anyways, with that, Lord willing, this edifying lesson. Until next time, I want to say shalom. Call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth and peace, love, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.